This place is now a battleground. Bucha, Gostomo, Irpin, they were sort of garden suburbs where you'd move out with your family and kids because you wanted to avoid the big city. I mean, there's a sort of graveyard we just passed of Russian vehicles, tanks, BMPs, armoured vehicles, lying by the side of the road next to a bus stop. I mean, it's quite an extraordinary scene. So we're just heading to Bucha, which is a town northwest of Kyiv, the Ukrainian capital, where Russian troops were basically living in Bucha, occupying the place for over a month after the invasion on February the 24th. What we're going to try and find today are people to talk to who witnessed and survived the invasion and who can tell us what happened here and what exactly Vladimir Putin's forces did.
Yeah. So, as you see, most of the vehicles are turned back. When the head of the column was being bombed by Ukrainian forces, they were trying to escape. They were heading to Irpin.
They were going further north to Irpin. Okay.
Yeah.
Essentially, they were cut off.
Yeah.
What's striking about this is the contrast between the sort of suburban vibe you've got here with birdsong, with dogs wandering around, with very nice dachas, bungalows, and the horror. Debris on the road, Russian uniforms. What's your name?
Victor.
Victor?
Yeah.
And Victor, you're from Bucha?
No, I'm from another city, around 10 kilometers from here.
Okay.
But I live in Bucha from first day this war.
From the first day of the war?
Yeah.
And stupid question, but what happened? Tell me what happened.
You see what happened?
Mm. Yeah, Russians came in.
Not one colonel, two machine. Machine. Hundreds, maybe more, maybe around hundreds. I'm not sure.
Я спрошу на английском, если можно. Like a lot of Russian soldiers died here. You can see. I mean, do you feel sorry for them at all, or not?
Man, no.
No, you didn't feel sorry for them.
No.
Why not? Why not?
Без слов.
Yeah.
Как переводится без слов?
Well, I've got no words.
No comments.
No, I have no words. Yeah.
No comments.
Yeah. Look at what they did. Yeah. Understood. Thank you very much. Okay, nice to meet you. Thanks a lot. Okay, cheers. Thanks a lot. So it's a crazy mess, isn't it? We're just heading towards the house of someone called Natasha, who lives in Bucha, who's actually a friend of a friend. Her nephew was shot dead by Russian soldiers, and she apparently was also threatened by a guy who said he would blow her up with a grenade. But it's okay, it's uneven, isn't it? Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Hi, рад вас видеть, он все объяснил. Да, рад вас видеть, да.
7 марта они сюда зашли, да. Они говорят, я сразу открываю эту калитку, говорю, стрелять не будете? Они, стрелять не будем, только посмотрим.
Он сказал вам?
Да. Зашли к нам в дом.
И сказали, что точно?
Предъявите телефоны и документы. Мой телефон и телефон соседки, мы спрятали. Остался только телефон моего племянника. Он общался с девочкой-волонтером.
Нашли телефон.
Телефон и сказали, ты идешь с нами. Мы с мамой пошли узнать, куда вы его увели.
Его мама, как ее зовут?
Надежда.
Надежда. Окей.
И вот мы пошли к ним на блокпост, и его туда завели, в этот дом. Разбита рука была, я видела кровь. А говорит, я ничего не делал, я ничего не знаю. На что ей потом ответили, что вы его увидите тогда, когда закончится вся эта война. Вам его вернут.
Они сказали, да?
Да. Хотя его уже не было в живых. Его не было уже тогда в живых. Его убили и бросили в подвале в соседнем доме.
Yes.
Здесь. Мы его нашли.
Oh my God. Shut the sun.
Ну, вот это подвал. Да.
So, I'm in a cellar where Vova, the nephew of Natasha, who we've just been speaking to, was kept and interrogated, and we think eventually shot. There's remains of a sleeping bag. I mean, it smells of death, really. So for 3 weeks, Nadia, the mother, had thought her son was alive. Instead, he'd met a kind of grim extinction in the cellar. He's just been exhumed, and he was buried in a garden just around the corner. Natasha was saying that, as she was crying, that he was buried with Russian prayers. The Russian checkpoint was just at the end of this road. It was hit by a Ukrainian missile strike, and there's a whole load of debris. But this is basically where the Russians were living, and I mean, it was almost like they were holiday makers. They would each find a house, each tank. They would park it in the garden. They would live in the house. They would drink a lot. And when they were drunk, they would steal cars like this one. They'd sort of race around the streets. And then the tank would roll over them. I mean, you can see this one here belongs to a friend of Natasha's, has been completely flattened because the tank went over it. There's a sort of cab of a truck just over there, and the Russian soldiers would just sit on it of an evening and just watch the street. I mean, it's incredible. I mean, it's a sort of nightmare, actually, just on an ordinary suburban street. This place used to be Gostomo, a town just down the road from Bucha, north of Kyiv. To the right was a Ukrainian plane factory. And when Russia began its invasion, one of the things they did early on was to smother this quiet suburb with rockets. And then there was a second phase of the operation when Chechen soldiers moved in, lived here, built a machine gun post. We saw graffiti saying when they arrived. Wolves is written in Cyrillic letters with a date, the 5th of March. And we also saw the remains of a Russian soldier amid the debris. You've stopped, you've broken off from your studies to come here.
Yeah, I'm volunteer, yeah.
So why did you volunteer?
Because who will do this work if not me? I don't know. I think it's a very good place to show myself and show that I love Ukraine and Ukrainian people, and I can help to do something here.
Thank you. Good luck. Thanks. Cheers.
Шестой этаж.
Шестой этаж, да?
Шестой этаж. Ничего нету. Все, шестой этаж.
Ничего не осталось?
Ничего. Эти фотографии нет.
Фотографии не осталось?
Нет.
Скажите мне, вы сколько лет там жили?
Сколько лет? Ой, 30. Где-то 37.
У вас есть идея, почему Россия это сделала? Потому что вы
Не знаю. У мене невістка, сина, жена русская.
Сын, жена русская?
Да. И мы понимаем и русский, и украинский, и эти братья, и эти братья. Мы все братья, сестры. Но что это случилось, неизвестно.
Окей, спасибо, да, простите, спасибо за разговор, извините, да.
Нет слов. Нет слов.
Sorry.
Як дадуть, крышу над головой, йдуть як буде. Все, будьте здорові.
Спасибо. The story of Vladimir Putin's war is, I think, one of anger. This is the road west of Kyiv, where Russian tanks were sort of trundling towards victory when they were ambushed by Ukrainian forces. Now, the resistance was much bigger than probably anyone really expected. But what I've also seen today, visiting these garden towns northwest of Kyiv, is enormous destruction. Destroyed high-rise buildings, wreckage all over the place, blown up armoured columns in the middle of suburban streets, and also tales of horror told by survivors. And for the people who live here, it's been a disaster. And for Vladimir Putin's Kremlin, this has been a humiliation.